Hello and welcome to St Helens Stadium for live coverage of this Adobe Women's FA Cup semi-final tie between Liverpool and Brighton and Hove Albion. History on the line for both sides. Liverpool chasing a first final appearance this century. Brighton aiming to reach their very first. Well, Liverpool aiming to go a step further than last season when they lost at this stage in heartbreaking fashion against Chelsea. Pressure off in the league now, so they can go full tilt for today's game. They'll hope for a more comfortable afternoon than they had in the quarter-final when Charlton took them to extra time. They've already had one memorable victory here in the Cup this term, knocking out rivals Everton in round 5. Well, for Liverpool, Cornelia Capox back in the side today. Gareth Taylor thrilled to welcome her back after she missed her first league game of the season last time out. She can operate in various positions across the midfield. May well start in the number 10 position today, we shall see. Another Swedish international who is key to Liverpool is Birgitta Olsson. She's the Reds' top scorer in all competitions this season and scored what proved to be the winner against Everton in round 5. Well, it's been far too long as far as they are concerned since Liverpool made the final of this competition. They enjoyed a run of 3 final appearances in succession in the 90s, but they haven't made it there since. They've got cause for optimism that this could be their year, though. Now got a manager who knows what it takes to get across the line in the FA Cup. They're a totally different proposition to the side who struggled so badly in the first half of the season. Well, Brighton bounce into this fixture. They stand on the edge of history. The Seagulls held Arsenal to a draw in midweek. They stunned the Gunners, 14 times winners of the FA Cup in the quarter-final. Now they look to do what no other Seagulls side have managed and punch their ticket to the final of the Women's FA Cup. They arrive in good form and good spirits with a new stadium on the horizon and a general mood of positivity around the club. Kiko Seke, one of those who returns to the Brighton starting 11 today. Likely she'll start on the right wing this afternoon. Liverpool need to keep a close eye on the Japan international, who scored more goals for Brighton than anyone else this term. Well, Fran Kirby's got the quality and experience to influence any game, and this is a special competition for her. A 5-time winner with Chelsea. She scored in 2 finals and hit the winner at West Ham in round 5 this season. Semi-finalists for the second time in 3 years. Brighton are undefeated in their last 6 games in all competitions. They've been good on the road too, unbeaten in their last 3. They haven't lost by more than the odd goal away from home all season. After knocking out WSL 2 side Forest in round 4, they have eliminated 2 WSL clubs to get to this stage. That famous last 8 win at Arsenal, following a 2-1 success at West Ham in round 5. So Chelsea or Manchester City awaiting the winners of this one in the final. They go later today, but this is the first of this season's Adobe Women's FA Cup semi-finals. Brighton and Hove Albion travelling to the northwest to take on Liverpool with a place at Wembley on offer. Finals at the end of this month. Tight between these two of late. Both meetings in the league ended all square. Got to have a winner today, though, even if we need extra time and penalties to do it. Liverpool were just minutes away from needing a shootout against Charlton in the previous round. Brighton have managed to get their business done in 90 minutes so far in this competition. Well, there'll be people in the crowd today who are in those finals in the mid-90s, and they would never have thought it would be so long until Liverpool reached the FA Cup final again. They face a club who are on the up at the moment and looking to create their own piece of history today. Might be a big gap between them in the league, but very difficult to predict a winner for this afternoon's tie. Well, what an atmosphere we've got here at St Helens Stadium. The Liverpool supporters are aware of the role they can play in helping their team to Wembley at the end of this month. Liverpool versus Brighton and Hove Albion at St Helens Stadium for a place in the final of this season's Adobe Women's FA Cup. The Reds haven't made the final this century, whilst the Seagulls have never managed it before. After thrashing London Bees in round 4, it's been hard work for Liverpool to reach this stage, eventually squeezing past Everton and Charlton. For Brighton, a straightforward win against Forest was followed by a narrow victory against West Ham and a stunning upset against Arsenal in the quarter-finals. Brighton had a midweek match against the Gunners. Liverpool have had a free week to prepare following their late loss at Manchester City last week. They're safe in the league, so Gareth Taylor's team can leave it all out there today. Given the fact both matches between the sides have been drawn this season, it might be about as much endurance as ability this afternoon. Liverpool show 2 changes from the side beaten at Manchester City. Cornelia Capox is fit after injury and replaces Mia Enderby, who drops to the bench. The other alteration sees Kirsty McLean selected ahead of Aurelie Chillag, who's also amongst the substitutes. Goalkeeper Jennifer Falk's been a revelation since arriving in January, but was at fault for City's winner last week and credited with an own goal against Everton here in round 5. Quarter-final hero Zara Shaw awaits in reserve. Well, after resting several key names from the off in midweek, it's a heavily rotated Brighton side today with 6 changes from the 11 that started against Arsenal. Venegas comes into defence. Captain Simons and Chankovic both return to the heart of midfield, with Seke, Kirby and Haley also brought back in. Well, what a scene we've got here. It's just got that big match feel about it. It's a daunting prospect for whichever one of these 2 teams makes it to the final. But they can worry about that at the end of the day. It's about booking their place at Wembley for either Liverpool or Brighton and Hove Albion. What impact will that midweek match have had, I wonder, on Brighton? It was a great result for them. It was an even better one for Manchester City because it handed them the WSL title. Mentioned it's been tight between these 2. Liverpool actually unbeaten in the last 8 meetings between the sides, including a 5-game winning streak between April of 2023 and 2025. Who's going to make themselves a hero today? Kerry Holland certainly did that at Goodison Park in March when she scored twice in a 3-2 win in the league. Madison Haley back in from the off. Scored in round 4 and in the quarter-finals, the Texan. And his dad is a multiple-time Super Bowl winner. 5 goals for her in all competitions this season. And it looks like what you would call a first-choice Brighton 11 today. Gareth Taylor won this competition with Manchester City in 2020. They beat Everton in the behind-closed-doors final at Wembley. He was a runner-up a couple of years later. Dario Vidosic won the Swiss Cup as a player back in 2015. So it's going to be Brighton to get us underway. Kirsty Dowell in charge today. She did Liverpool's defeat at City last week. Vastly experienced official in both women's and men's football. Both sides in their home colours today. Brighton kicking from left to right as we look at it. And This Adobe Women's FA Cup semi-final is underway. A reminder that extra time and penalties are a possibility if we need them this afternoon. Here is Falk, who, despite those mistakes I mentioned earlier, has been a revelation really since coming in from Häcken in January. Liverpool's winter window business really transforming their season. They look dead and buried at the bottom of the table. No relegation playoff for them. The FA Cup very much the top priority now for both of these two teams. So it looks like Kirsty McLean is going to start in the number 10 position for Liverpool, with Capox wide right of the three. Olsen will be the central striker. We'll see if there's a bit of rotation between McLean and Capox as the game goes on. This is Alejandra Bernabe, a Chelsea player. And again, the Spaniard feeding it down the line. Holland didn't get any change out of Charlie Rule. Not best clearance though. O'Sullivan. Sent in from deep by Shimuzu. Greta Olsen couldn't get the contact, but she appreciated the thought of her teammate to pick her out. Jamaica Nadozi in goal for Brighton. Won the Coupe de France with Paris FC last season. See Liverpool with two players pinned on the edge of the Brighton penalty area here, and Nadozi in the end ends up just going long herself. Didn't quite drop for Madison Haley. Shimuzu's ball down the line is a good one. Capox feeding it into the channel for O'Sullivan. And Army at her back. Venegas being boxed in as well. A good start to the game from Liverpool here. And they create a goal-scoring opportunity. It's flicked toward Olsen on the dead ball line. And she earns the first corner of the game. It's the home side who are on the front foot in the early exchanges here. Nowhere for Venegas to go there, really could only find Shimuzu. Olsen pointing where she wanted it. Had no angle for the shot really. Corner about the best she could have hoped for. Swinging delivery. It was loose inside the 6-yard box just for a second. Looked as though the flag was going to go up, and indeed it did. Playing in an offside position. And Brighton might be well advised to take their time over this goal kick and try and just curb Liverpool's enthusiasm slightly. You can see McLean clearly in an offside position there. Simons looking for Venegas. Here's Haley. Minami. Jankovic. This is just what Brighton wanted. Get everybody a feel of the ball if they can and stop Liverpool from having it, maybe more pertinently. Haley's flick only found Shimuzu. That for Manuela Venegas. Here's Jankovic. She's had a winner's medal to her name from her Chelsea days, but she was an unused substitute in the final in 2023. Seike. Good ball that. Good run from Charlie Rule as well. Now then, Fran Kirby, first big chance of the game. And Shimuzu can tidy up and put it behind for a corner. Wasn't an easy opportunity by any stretch of the imagination. By her very high standards. Goes down as a chance, just about kept in play from Seike. Definitely onside there. Angle was against her, tried to scoop it over Falk. Really couldn't make the contact at the far post. Kirby herself who takes the corner. sluggers. Couldn't link up with Simons. Might be a break on here for Liverpool if they can work it quickly. McLean's touch. And Brighton have got bodies back. Just misread the run of the ball. Jankovic, one of those who's come back in today. She's won cups in Serbia, Hungary and Sweden, as well as getting that medal in 2023 in this version of the competition. I don't think he's too concerned about the fact they played in midweek. Dario Vidosic, it was a really good performance and a notable result, and he was able to shuffle his pack. A lot of those who didn't feature from the off did get minutes in the game, like Madison Haley on the ball now. She's got Seke in a great position if she can work it to her. Flicked off Benabe's boot. Seke's got it though. Got room for a cross as well. Stood it up to the back post. The Slarkers have gone into the middle. Capox will be able to bring it clear for Liverpool. Nice open start to the game here though. It's a real grind for Liverpool in the quarter-final against Charlton. They just couldn't get their game going at all. They needed that inspirational winner from Zara Shaw late on, not long after she'd stepped off the bench for her first appearance after a year out injured. It's a bit aimless from Jankovic. Haley wanted it shortened to feet. So a decent number have made the trip up from Sussex, the Brighton supporters there on the far right of the picture. Opportunity for Capox, but Nadozi had spotted that possibility. The best clearance from her though. She's got to scramble back toward her goal now. Capox with Holland in support. Seke. Oh, Minami, I should say. Nadozi looking long. Seke able to get hold of that. Really good hold-up play. Wall. It's given away cheaply by Caitlin Hayes. This is Olsen. Space here for Benabe. Olsen the likely target in the box. She went short instead to Holland, and that's a great ball in from Kerry Holland on. What a chance. And there's no flag. And Liverpool really should be a goal to the good there. Denise O'Sullivan, who scored Liverpool's first goal of this cup campaign, with a magnificent opportunity. Got it all wrong, didn't she? Looked like it came off her shoulder in the end. Lovely ball, bent in to pick her out. And Sullivan made a mess of it. Here's Venegas, let off for Brighton then. Can they take advantage of that? Both sides have had decent opportunities to score inside the opening 10 minutes. Sullivan. Successive 1-0 defeats for Liverpool coming into this one. They were really good at Manchester City last week before losing it late on, but a disappointing defeat against West Ham in their last home game here. Those are the two matches they've played since the quarter-final win. Here's Nagano. Oh, that's a wonderful pass. Great chance here. Holland around the goalkeeper now. The angle's gone for her. Two defenders on the line as well. And Caitlin Hayes able to get the block in at the expense of another Liverpool corner. maybe not quite sharp enough here, Holland. It's a good ball from Nagano. Olsen was offside, but Holland was on. Could she have hit it earlier? Easy for me to say, of course. Touch took her wide, and then the opportunity had gone, really. Can take the corner herself. Thumped it into the 6-yard box, punched away by Nadozi, got good contact and distance on that. Kirby couldn't get it clear, though. Here's Holland again. Didn't want to shoot with her right foot. Stood in a great cross instead, and it's nodded in for 1-0. And O'Sullivan got it right that time. Having missed a big-headed opportunity moments earlier, this one's nodded beyond Nadozi, and Liverpool take advantage of their good start to this game and have an early lead in the semi-final. Denise O'Sullivan makes it Liverpool 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. They couldn't get the corner clear. Great work from Bernabe against Kirby. And then Holland with a pinpoint delivery. O'Sullivan's run got there ahead of the defender, made the perfect contact and puts Liverpool ahead. They've started brilliantly here, Liverpool. And it's taken them a little more than 10 minutes to go in front. Sent out with real purpose by Gareth Taylor. And Brighton are going to have to chase it. Here's Venegas. Seike. So Brighton have to chase it. They don't have to do that straight away, of course, given the time of the goal, but there's a bit more pressure on them. More attack-minded throughout the game. Kirby had a couple of nibbles there at Bernabe. The second one saw her penalised. That one, there was no doubt about. She felt Bernabe was awaiting the contact, which may very well be the case. Simons hooks it up into the air. Flicked on by Holland. Liverpool smelling blood here, I think. Keep their foot on the pedal. Well, they're the dominant force in the game. It's being aware of the quality that Brighton possess. Minami. There's Caitlin Hayes for a Brighton throw. Venegas, international in at left back for Brighton today, and one of those 6 changes from the 11 who started against Arsenal. It's a lovely ball out to Seike. Rule have made the run inside of her. Now she can get involved, Charlie Rule. Hayes. Brighton doing well here to keep possession. Now Simons has got room for a cross, and it was not a good one. Falk, that's a risky one. Simon's trying to win it back. Liverpool will get the free kick. Garno just stepping in front of her opponent. Clark. Nishimuzu. Holland turned it around the corner for Bernabe. Get past Charlie Rule, who was not prepared for that to happen. Brighton trying to keep the pressure on here. Oh my goodness me. Oh, that was almost a calamity at the back for Liverpool. Maisie Simons taking matters into her own hands there. Falk almost left with egg on her face. O'Sullivan. I'm very aware of the commentator's curse, but you don't get the feeling that this is going to end 1-0. Both sides creating opportunities and looking vulnerable in defence. A couple of occasions in quick succession, Liverpool almost got themselves in trouble playing out from the back. Here they are on the front foot again with Holland. Oh, might have opened up for a shot for her there. She wanted to feed it through for Olsen instead. Fisk. Teasing Minami. Nagano. Nice switch out to Fisk, who's found herself on the left wing for the moment. Having to go backward. Ooh, got it caught in her feet, and Holland's pinched it off her. Another chance for Liverpool here. Slashed over the crossbar by Kerry Holland. Defence is very much not on top at the moment. Should have been a comfortable one for Charlie Rule to deal with. Liverpool able to pinch it back, and then Holland couldn't keep the shot down. The message here from Gareth Taylor will be keep attacking, as Brighton looking unusually shaky at the back. This is Jenna Clark looking for Shimuzu, couldn't lift it over Haley's head. Capox. Shimuzu. Here goes Holland. Good shape on the cross, difficult one for Brighton to deal with. Get it out as far as McLean. Still they can't get it away. This is Bernabe. Can't get the elevation on the cross that was required. Liverpool creating chance after chance at the moment. won 4 home games in succession before that West Ham defeat at Liverpool, so generally pretty good in front of their own supporters. And haven't lost any of their last 3 away games, all told. Simons couldn't get a toe to that. Oh, now then, shout for handball there. Kirsty Dow had the best view in the stadium of that, and she was unmoved. Here's Holland. Back into a good area again. Again, Brighton struggling to get this away. And Olsen slams in a second for Liverpool. What a start here for the home side. They're 2-0 up, and we're not even at the halfway point of the first half. Beate Olsen, their top scorer this season, with the second goal for Gareth Taylor's side. And they're putting themselves in a great position to reach the final here. Holland with the initial drive. Again, Brighton guilty of not getting the ball clear. And when it dropped to Olsen, she had a swing and smacked it past Nadozi. 11th goal of the season, all told for the Swede. It's Liverpool 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 0. Seike. Surely Brighton have got to get the next goal in this game. Otherwise, their dreams of the first appearance of Wembley will go up in smoke. We've got a second corner of the game. 2 goals in the space of 11 minutes for Liverpool here. Jankovic to take from this near side. Drilled it in as well, and it's travelled a long way through, and they've got a goal back. Manuela Venegas. What a start to the semi-final we've had here. Liverpool's 2-goal lead didn't last for long, and Brighton are within 1 now. They say you're at your most vulnerable when you've scored, and so proved to be the case for Liverpool here. Venegas standing all alone, virtually on the 6-yard line. Swung a boot at it, nothing Falk could do. 2-1 and game on. Barely a minute after Liverpool had doubled their lead. There's a foul apparently on McLean. Well, great response from Brighton. Look at that, all 3 shots on target have resulted in goals so far. Simons, touch from Kirby. This is Ollislagers, might have a crack herself here, Marissa Ollislagers, hit it straight into Jenna Clark. Here's Haley, not been able to impact the game too much yet, Madison Haley. Venegas certainly has. She's got it back here. He's out for Seike. Good ball for Rule. Flag stayed down. Oh, it's not a very good cross that. She had Kirby waiting to tap one in for 2-2. She knows she should have done better. Bernabé. Hayes into Simons. I feel it was crucial. I think that his team got back into it quickly. It was a danger. This game could have got away from them. Brighton have used the momentum from that goal. The ball's been in Liverpool's half of the field pretty much since Venegas' strike. And they get the chance to turn defence into attack there with a free kick after the challenge from Rule. Here's Cankovic. This was a speculative attempt to try and bring Haley into play. Kirby, as ever, working tirelessly off the ball, trying to make Falk's life difficult. She dealt with it well, the Liverpool goalkeeper. Looks like here, despite the appeal, he's Capox. McLean. Now Bernabé. Didn't want to give it short to Holland. Really trying to barge her off the ball. Bernabé kept it in. Oh, that could have gone anywhere off Minami. In the end, she has to slash it away for a throw. Been a good battle that. Bernabé winning it at the moment against Rule. Holland. Unlucky, that's a nice idea from McLean to try and reverse it into the path of Bernabé. Hasn't really had a save to make yet, Nadosi. Already picked the ball out of the net twice. No chance with either of the goals. Nagano. Here's O'Sullivan. Bernabé. Good running from O'Sullivan there. Here's Holland. Liverpool have got a spark about them in attack today. Really unlucky not to score at Manchester City last week. Really can't recognise the team from the first half of the season. Thrashed 9-1 by Chelsea on this pitch in the League Cup quarter-final in the final game before the winter break. Wondered if Gareth Taylor would survive that defeat, and they've thrived since then. Haley putting Clark under pressure. And then there's a Liverpool throw. Is playing a more advanced role today for Brighton. Not messing about that time. It's a good ball as well, touched off by Holland for Bernabe. And drive forward here. Flipped it back out to Kerry Holland. McLean. Here's O'Sullivan. So Brighton have shaded it since the goal that halved the deficit from Venegas. Very little between these sides so far, though. Clark under pressure here, ends up losing out to Kirby. As Haley fouled. Yep, free kick in a promising position here for Brighton. Favourite to deliver here. Floated it deep to the far post. Rule got ahead to it. Didn't work it back across the 6-yard box though, straight into the gloves of Falk. Bernabe. A real end-to-end first half. Long may it continue. Holland's ball down the line. Bernabe couldn't quite get the contact ahead of Caitlin Hayes. Both teams intent on attack. 10 minutes and a little more to go in the first half. Clark, similar clearance, deflected off Kirby, who Falk's back pedalling there, just lost her bearings for a second, I think. Shimuzu. O'Sullivan. Jacobs coming in off the right wing. Simply can't get that under control. Involved as much as she would have liked to have been so far, Kiko Seike. 11 goals all told for her this season. Chankovic. Scrap in midfield, and he managed to get it off O'Sullivan, but it broke for Capox. Shimizu nice and calm. That's a poor ball though to give it away from Nagano. He's quick to win it back. Excellent from Fuku Nagano. There's a foul by rule on Holland apparently. Dario Vidicic does not agree with that decision from referee Dow. Binabe. Nagano. Nice take from Binabe. And key for Liverpool in the first half. Nagano finding O'Sullivan. Liverpool have edged it in terms of possession, just over 61% of the ball so far. Still got that pleasing statistic that every shot on target in the match has resulted in a goal. Not so pleasing if you're Jennifer Folk or Chiamaka Nnadozie, mind you. McLean's ball for Capox. Olsen in the middle here waiting for the cross. It's another Liverpool corner there, third of the first half. And they restore their 2-goal advantage before the break here. Difficult for Olsen here in between the two defenders. Holland with the outswinger, Fisk trying to attack it. Chankovic got there first. Nagano. Holland into the channel for Fisk, not afraid to work the flanks, is she, the centre half? Now O'Sullivan managed to get the cross in. Seike with a total miss kick, inviting yet more pressure on the Brighton goal. Again, it's Holland to deliver. Packed 6-yard box. He's got ahead to it. Oh, and that's clipped the crossbar. My goodness me, Binabe with a fine effort there. Nnadozie crossing her fingers and hoping for the best as it flew over her head. Big header away from Hayes. Binabe got that out of her feet really quickly. It's an excellent effort from the Spaniard. In the back there from Hayes. Referee happy with it. Kirby on to Wallace Lagers. Not sure who she was trying to find with that pass. Inside the final 5 of the first half. Garnett. Touchdown for a throw by Rule. Clark looking left again. Flag is up against Kerry Holland. Lauren Whiteman running the line on that side. Fisk. Now Olsen, what can she make of this? Outnumbered and not fouled. Haley. Simon's looking for Haley. Oh, got a head to it. Flag was up anyway. And the fringes of the game so far, Madison Haley. Olsen. I don't think we'll have much in the way of stoppage time at the end of the first half. Is there one more chance for either side to score before the whistle blows for half-time? Ollie Slagers. Hayes, as it stands, will just have the one additional minute. Simons. We'll try and get Haley a bit more involved in the game, I think might be one of the messages from Dario Vidicic when he conducts his half-time team talk in a couple of minutes' time. Haley. Jankovic. Wilson swept it forward, but nobody there to benefit from it. Given away by Holland. They'll have to be quick if they want to create a chance here before the whistle blows. Olislagers, Liverpool got bodies back now. Jankovic, good movement from Kirby, came out right-hand side to Seike. Into the penalty area she goes. Holland got to be careful with the contact. Seike managed to hold on to it. Time will be any second now. Hayes. Kirby's touch, nice for Seike. It's Seike, Falk away with her feet, and then Venegas' header, and then one from Simons onto the roof of the net. And that is half-time. Brighton so close to levelling with the last act of a thoroughly entertaining first half of this Adobe Women's FA Cup semi-final. Denise O'Sullivan had Liverpool ahead with just 11 minutes on the clock. Pieter Olsen doubled the lead midway through the first half, but Venegas struck back straight away for Brighton to mean it's delicately poised at the break at St Helens Stadium in this Women's FA Cup semi-final. At half-time, the score is Liverpool 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 1. Well, what a first half we've been treated to here. Plenty of chances, goals as well. Brighton could have taken the lead early on. Fran Kirby, the five-time FA Cup winner, from a narrow angle, trying to lift it over Jennifer Falk. As Liverpool lead come flying out the traps, but Brighton with the first big chance of the game. Definitely onside there. Liverpool's first opportunity was a glaring one for Denise O'Sullivan. Got the header all wrong, came off her shoulder, squirmed behind, but that disappointment would not last long for her or her team. Before they got the breakthrough goal, there's an opportunity for Kerry Holland. The touch just took her wide there, and Dozie had swiped at fresh air. The shot was blocked at close quarters by Hayes. But the opening goal came shortly after that. Brighton unable to get the ball clear from the corner. Good work from Bernabe to win it back off Kirby. And then Holland with the perfectly flighted delivery, and this time O'Sullivan got her header right. Nothing Nadozie could do about that. Good ball in, and O'Sullivan just nodding it beyond the Brighton stopper, cut in front of her marker. And that was 1-0 with 11 minutes on the clock. Liverpool almost gifted Brighton an equaliser. Good work from Maisie Simons, giving Jennifer Falk the jitters. Falk getting away with this one. Wasn't a great touch, just opened the door for Simons. So many opportunities in that first period. That was a mistake from Charlie Rule, which eventually brought the opportunity for Holland, but she couldn't keep it down on that occasion. Liverpool doubled their lead midway through the first half. Again, Holland involved. Her initial cross, O'Sullivan helping to win it back, and it would eventually drop for Pieter Olsen, who whacked her finish beyond Nadozie. Liverpool's leading goal scorer this season with her 11th of the campaign in all competitions. getting Brighton guilty of not being able to get the ball clear. And Austin there to take advantage of that. First time swiped into the Brighton goal. So Liverpool seemingly well set then, but a minute later, and Brighton halved the deficit. They couldn't get the contact on the corner of the home side, and it dropped for Manuela Venegas, and the Colombian international not messing about with her finish. First time, no chance for Falk. Some questions over the Liverpool defending there. Venegas not asking those. Deficit halved. Only 23 minutes on the clock at this point. This was a brilliant effort from Alejandra Bernabé. Clipped the crossbar on its way over. So well to dig it out and get the shot away. And with the last act of the first half, Brighton pushing for an equaliser. And Kiko Seike almost got it. Lovely ball from Kirby. Tight angle for Seike. And Falk able to save with her feet. Eventually over by Simons. Well, look at that. So many attempts at goal in the first half. And we've had 3 of them to enjoy already. Liverpool edging it in terms of possession, but Brighton don't mind that. They'll be wary that they need to defend a little better than they have done in the first half, but a really exciting second half in prospect here. Both goalkeepers busy in that opening 45. Let's hope from a neutral's perspective that that continues after the break. Right, before we join the action for the second half, let's have a reminder as to how both sides reached this stage of the Adobe Women's FA Cup, with highlights from the quarter-finals back in April.
Pressure on the ball from Brighton here, and it's worked. Kirby and Cankovic between them have robbed Kim Little. It's still Cankovic here, and that's a really good hit, and it needed saving. Definitely dipping in from Cankovic. Van Domselaar with early work to do here. Really bright start from Brighton. They've got a corner. Arslan really dealt with that as Haley jumps, and Rule through the crowd and out again. Well, Van Domselaar was beaten that time. It's a good job for Arsenal that Kim Little's on the line. Scrapping away, Stina Blackstenius. This is Chloe Kelly. Oh, that's a great ball! And it had to be the opening goal for Holmberg, but somehow it isn't. Great keeping. Nadozi got out there. The long ball is a good ball for Madison Haley. Into Kirby. Back for Haley to chase here. Oh, she has! Brilliantly! What a goal! Madison Haley blasting past La Codina and then blasting past Van Domselaar. From that angle, that is a terrific finish. And Brighton lead at Meadow Park. And I think you'd say they deserve it. Kirby really could spell this for Brighton. This is Camacho. She's been good since coming on, and now she's tested Van Domselaar. Arsenal not looking themselves here. Rattled. Kirby with the corner. Hayes with the header. 2-0. And the shock is really on now. La Codina went walkabout. Caitlin Hayes takes advantage. Brighton 2 up in this quarter-final. Cave's corner, not a good one. Out as far as Mariona Caldente. Anything in the way will do now for Brighton. Liv Smith In towards Ford, Little, that's blocked as well. Smith again. La Cadena, beaten out by Nadozi. Well, that must be it now. A look at the watch. And a blow of the whistle. And Brighton have completely deserved it. They've shut down the Gunners. And the Seagulls are in the semis.
Kapok's almost got something on that. Here's McLean. Still plenty forward here for Liverpool. Good cross as well. He's come for Enderby. Oh, what a save from Whitehouse. Liverpool close to an early lead there. Mia Enderby denied. One back by Bergstrom. Lobato's header, where's that going to end up? Off the woodwork. So close to an own goal from the Charlton centre half. Woodham. She was tripped there by Muya. It'll be a free kick for Liverpool, and they've taken it quickly. Nagano, options in the middle here. Decent cross as well. O'Sullivan, surely. Oh, she's lifted it over the bar. Right at the end of the first half, Liverpool could and should have gone in front. Denise O'Sullivan with a bad miss. Kapok sliding it down the line for Bergstrom. Good cross from Bergstrom. Thomas couldn't quite connect. Again, Liverpool close to breaking the deadlock. McLean, clever ball. Thomas, this to win it. Thomas! In stoppage time. Couldn't get the power she was looking for. It looks like we're going to go to extra time. Surely that's the last chance to win it before then. Another Liverpool corner. Kapok's delivery, away was the shout. Banabe, so close. I think we're talking inches there. It's a decent effort on the volley from the Spaniard. Clark, oh, off the post and then blocked. Still Charlton can't get it away. It's Clark again, it's off the crossbar. There's Shaw, it's in. Surely that's the winner, and it's Zara Shaw, and what a story this is. Almost a year out with a knee injury. This is her first game back, and she may well have sent Liverpool into the semi-finals. It's heartbreak for Charlton. It's a fairy tale for Shaw. And Liverpool look like they've done it. Charlton 0, Liverpool 1. Well, very dramatic how Liverpool got to this stage. Chelsea versus Manchester City at Stamford Bridge follows this game, in which Liverpool are 2-1 up against Brighton with the second half just moments away. The final will be played at Wembley Stadium on the last day of this month. Will it be Liverpool or Brighton, and Chelsea or Manchester City? Not much between the two sides in the first half here. You suspect it will be close at Stamford Bridge as well in a couple of hours from now. So just about ready for the second half at St Helens Stadium then. Liverpool leading Brighton and Hove Albion by 2-1 in this Adobe Women's FA Cup semi-final. Sullivan and Olsen putting them 2 in front, but Vanega striking back quickly after that Olsen goal to make things really interesting ahead of the second half here. Remember, we need a winner today. Whether it gets done in 90 minutes, 120 or after penalties. No changes from either manager during the half-time interval. And it's Liverpool who get the second period underway, going from left to right as we look at it in their predominantly red colours. Benabe, who was excellent in the first half and a real threat down the left-hand side on the ball early on. There's Fisk. It's a decent cross into the penalty area. Kicked away by the head of Hayes. An early corner for Liverpool. 30 seconds into the second half. It's their 5th of the game. Well, is Liverpool's attitude going to be like in the first half, to be on the front foot wherever possible? And will there come a time, if they're still just a goal in front, that they think about holding what they have? Again, Holland the player for the set piece. Fisk made the contact with it, everybody appealing. It'll be a goal kick though. Liverpool perplexed at that. It's another good delivery from Kerry Holland. Well, that surely came off Haley. Amazing the referee didn't spot that. Totally changed the movement of the ball. Making 2 changes to their starting 11 from their previous match, the defeat at Manchester City. Capox and McLean coming in for Enderby and Chillag, who are both on the bench. Brighton showing a full 6 adjustments to the 11 that started against Arsenal on Wednesday. The big hitters who, many of them came off the bench in that game, all in from the start today. The likes of Seke and Kirby and Simons among others. Dozy casual there, but it paid off. Here's Simons. And that might well be the first yellow card of this game. I don't think Kerry Holland can complain about it. The easier decisions Kirsty Dowell will make today. And a stop rule from making progress. One of those they call taking one for the team. Just not sure it's necessary at that part of the pitch. We were still in our own half of the field. Seke. Venegas finding Haley. A bit more from Madison Haley in the second half. Brighton wriggled free from Shamuzu there. Oh, it's a great ball as well. And Rule couldn't connect with it. Here's Chankovic. Simons. Oh, great ball for Kirby, who struck the post. It's come back to Simons. And now it will be a Brighton corner, but Fran Kirby so close there to levelling up for Brighton. Managed to stay onside. Denied by the frame of the goal. Simons have done really well. Falk just doing enough to put Kirby off, I think. It was a good chance. Pack the 6-yard boxes here. the near post. Haley got the contact over Kirby's head. It'll drop for her now, though. Could be awkward for Falk. In the end, it's a comfortable catch. Brighton starting with purpose in the first 5 minutes of the second half. There's Shimuzu. Might not be able to play in the final. She's on loan from Manchester City. Liverpool get through. She'll be hoping for a Chelsea win in the other semi. Just unable to get that under control. McLean doing well. And they'll take the throw. Back-to-back defeats by a 1-0 scoreline for Liverpool, but prior to that they've been in good nick, unbeaten in 5, won 4. Slagers moving it on for Venegas. Really bundled to the ground. Clark. Feels like Liverpool will need another goal here. Brighton asking the questions since the restart. And they're winning the free kick. Already got a trophy in the bag this season, Fuka Nagano, as has Risa Shimuzu, part of the Japan side that won the Asian Cup in March. Dozy. There's Minami. Venegas to her left. Haley through the middle. Wants to carry on wandering forward for now. Eventually offloaded it to Venegas, the Brighton goal scorer. Back pedalling. Seke driving. Got Kirby and Haley in the middle here. It's sent toward Madison Haley, who gets Brighton level. From 2 down, they pulled it back to 2-2. And it's Haley in the cup again. Her 3rd goal in this season's competition. She found the net in that stunning quarter-final win at Arsenal. And now she's on target in the semi too. Excellent ball from Seke. And Haley able to rise highest and win the header. Beat Shimuzu to it. And powered it beyond Falk. Liverpool 2, Brighton 2. Which way is this tie going to swing next? Liverpool was so good in the opening half hour or so of this game. Since Venegas made it 2-1, Brighton have been much, much better. A really slow start to the game, but they've clicked into gear now. And there's Haley bundled over by Denise O'Sullivan. And it's a yellow card for the Liverpool midfielder. She joins Holland in the book. Important period of the game this for Liverpool. There's a danger it could get away from them. Here's Kirby. Haley. Swept in towards Seike. Was left on the ground there. Referee didn't see anything wrong with the challenge. Thinking for him to do, maybe. Simons. Fisk didn't get there. Haley will keep it alive. Seike working it back to Venegas. Here's Seike again, left-hand side for now. Cross has blocked its source, and it was a painful one for Denise O'Sullivan. See, she's got that strapping around her right knee. I want his team to continue the way they've begun the second half. That's a throw from Manuela Venegas. That will infuriate Dario Vidicic. Amazing how often that happens in football. Very rarely gets pulled up by the referee. That was a clear instance from Venegas. Haley on the line for Venegas. Simons. Well, we can see what she was trying to do there, but to say that it didn't come off would be an understatement. Captain, former Chelsea youth, could face her old side in the final. Seike, cheap giveaway. Here's Haley. Kirby. Kirby's cross cleared by Clark. Venegas. Beaten in heartbreaking circumstances in the semi-final in 2023. Rachel Williams, who's currently a Liverpool player, albeit she's out injured today, scoring a last-minute winner for Manchester United in a 3-2 victory in the semi that year. Liverpool lost it in stoppage time at Chelsea last season. Playing. Good strength shown from her. Nagano now. O'Sullivan. Liverpool preparing to make a substitution. Not surprising, really. The momentum has shifted significantly since the second period began here. Seke. Brighton now on top in terms of possession. Seke driving forward. Doesn't have any room for a shot here. Going down a blind alley there. Corner about the best outcome. That change then. There's Bergstrom on in place of Riza Shimuzu. Bergstrom, who scored twice at London Bees in round 4, having joined in January from Häcken. First change from either side in the match. Their substitutions wisely here, the managers, with extra time a possibility. I said it from Charlie Rule, but the whistle had long since blown. Referee wanting to sort out a bit of something and nothing between Bernabe and Haley. Pretty unequivocal from Kirsty Dow. Oh, Falk hasn't got that. She needed a couple of goes. And was grateful to drop onto the ball in the end. McLean. Sullivan trying to pinch it back, but it's all Brighton at the moment. Venegas. Great challenge from Jenna Clark. Got the ball, got a bit of Madison Haley too. This was the corner that caused Falk some issues. She might say that she was fouled by Venegas. Jankovic. Rule sliding it to Seke and look to give it a back. The Sluggers. Liverpool just can't get hold of the ball at the moment. It's been a long time since they even crossed halfway the home side. And Brighton turned this dominance into a goal that would give them the lead for the first time in the tie. Haley twisting and turning, away from Bergstrom. Still Madison Haley. And then she rather lost the run of it. No doubt that that was a foul from Caitlin Hayes. O'Sullivan. Kirby with a firm but fair challenge to win it back. Now then, O'Sullivan has been booked. No second yellow cards. Quite rightly, I think, too. Brighton supporters making the noise, Liverpool responding in kind, hoping to wake their team from their slumber. Kirby from deep, looking for Haley far stick, all bounced off Holland. Where did it hit her? No real appeals for a penalty. Here's Simons. Brighton want a corner, it's a goal kick. Holland could have done about that, whether the arms were in a natural position. I'm not totally convinced, but that was the right decision. Well, we saw O'Sullivan take that whack on the already bandaged knee earlier. I wonder if that's her done for the day. Certainly looks that way. And the fact that she's obviously struggling and is on a yellow card, she is going to have to give way here. That was the moment, it was the impact, wasn't it? Her outstretched leg, which did the damage to the already damaged knee. So Aurelie Chilag is waiting to come on and take her place. Chilag was one of the players dropped from the starting lineup from last week's game, one of the January additions, as was O'Sullivan in fact. Scorer of the opening goal in this game, scorer of Liverpool's first goal in this season's FA Cup campaign. Gives the opportunity for a mid-half team talk. This was a moment O'Sullivan will want to remember from this game. And that is the goal that's got Brighton level. The only one we've seen in the second half. There's raining goals in the opening period. So O'Sullivan departs. Chilag, the Swiss international who came in from Freiburg in January, coming on to take her place. So one change of Gareth Taylor's own choosing, and one he's been forced into here. Chilag, like the rest of the winter window signings by and large, has made a positive impact on the Liverpool supporters so far. Really did revitalise their season. Just sheer weight of numbers to help out, provide a bit of competition. They were really thin on the ground in the first half of the campaign, Liverpool. And boy, did it show. In any of their first 12 league games, they've won 4 since then. Now Seke, Liverpool with lots of bodies back here. Seke goes on. Oh, it's a really important touch from Falk to turn it behind for a corner. Menacing from Kiko Seke there. And Falk showing her quality to produce the save. And he was hoping to profit at the far post. Kirby to take. It's a good delivery as well. Oh, it's just wide. What an opportunity for Caitlin Hayes. Scored at Arsenal in the quarter-finals. Having made the contact, she really ought to have hit the target. Meanwhile, Falk had thrown Cankovic into the net. That was risky from the Liverpool goalkeeper. Get a period of possession here. Chilag on the chase here. An Army favourite to get there. And was fouled by Chilag. Her first involvement in the game. Brighton since half-time, but all square in this semi-final. See Brighton to go on and get the 5th goal of the game, but it was beautifully poised inside the final 20 minutes of the 90. As it stands, we'll have half an hour more. Now Haley. Got Seke making her way into the middle. Fed it across in that direction. Seke couldn't get it under control. Kept Brighton on the ball. Wouldn't come for Kirby then. Nagano, Venegas has won it back. Venegas' shot deflected behind for a corner. Brighton so close to taking the lead for the first time. Liverpool hanging on here. A little sleepy there, Capox, and Venegas able to win it back. It's off Fuka Nagano's boot. Drilled into the 6-yard box, Falk's punch more up than away, back in by Venegas. Here's Simons. Chilag couldn't get that. Another threatening cross. Falk doing well again. And Liverpool break here. And Slaga's preventing that from happening. Here she is again. This is Venegas. Simons. Trying to get round Bergstrom. Good defending from the substitute though. Liverpool get some momentum back. Benabe's ball down the line. Olsen desperate for it to be sent her way here. Capox hung on to it though. Olsen and Chilag both in the penalty area. Holland there too now. Here's McLean. McLean might go all the way here, in for Olsen. Sliced away by Rule. Best we've seen from Liverpool for ages, that. Cankovic able to get it clear. With the nutmeg, appreciated by the Brighton supporters. Not sure Kirsty McLean thought much of it. Here's Ollie Slagers. Venegas. Seke. Not what she intended. I want this side to try and maintain the momentum. Maybe feel it's dropped off a little bit of late. And then Kerry Holland cramped up at the end of the game against Man City last week. This looks like it's something more significant than cramp. Liverpool going to be forced into another substitution because of injury here. The answer to that question looks to be a resounding yes. Lots of players just trying to get to the end of the season now, carrying injuries of varying severity, I'm sure. Long trip for those Brighton supporters. Is it going to be worth their while? Are they going to be able to say they were there on the day that their team reached the FA Cup final for the very first time? They'll be disappointed if they don't get over the line here, Brighton. Despite having been 2-0 down, they've been by far the better team in the second half. A look of crushing disappointment on Kerry Holland's face. Those players will be thinking about the final as well. Got 3 weeks to recover for that, should Liverpool get there. Enderby, who was left out of the starting lineup, having been in from the off at City last week, will come on here. And it's been highly effective for Liverpool up to this point, so she'll be a miss. Enderby has scored in this competition in rounds 4 and 5 so far, though. So Brighton still to make a change. That's Liverpool's third of the match, 2 of them because of injury. Chillad put some pressure on Minami. Jankovic. Kirby. Really trying to read the bounce of the ball. For room to cut in and shoot, couldn't find it, gave it to Venegas. That's headed away by Fisk. Rule, get away from Olsen. Is that going to run behind for a corner? Yes, it will. Ahead on that count now. Convert one of them into a goal. By Benabe. That's a lovely little back flick. Cross stood up toward Hayes. Falk got something on it. Haley prodded her toe toward the ball. Flag stayed down here. Stuck back in by Kirby, straight into Falk's gloves. Going to find a winner inside 90 minutes here. Logano. Bergstrom. Here come Brighton. Seke been much more involved since half-time. Seke doing well away from Bernabé. Into the penalty area, heading for the byline. It's deflected off Fisk for yet another Brighton corner. Still they continue to apply the pressure. Right underneath Falk, that one again, the goalkeeper did really well with Venegas on top of her. Ooh, on the stretch, hurt herself going for that one. Against Minami, and Chilag's won it, and she's got Enderby in the middle. Is Chilag going to go herself? Oh, why didn't she square it? Enderby would have had a tap in. Nadozi comes up with a big save. Hardly touched the ball in the second half. And a yellow card as well. What an opportunity this was for Aurélie Chilag. All for Enderby, more pertinently. So Chilag or Liverpool could have had a goal. Instead, Chilag ends up with a yellow card. Here she is again, though. Giving Minami something to think about. Got a cross in as well, and Nadozi did well to hold on to that. Cross a moment ago, but it was the chance before that which was the really good one. Here's Seke. Get the feeling there might be a winning goal inside the 90 here. Liverpool with lots of bodies back in the box again. Seke got a crossover, but too close to Falk. Might be a danger for Brighton that they've missed their opportunity. So many chances they've had in this second half. Chilag didn't disguise what she was going to do. I guess you can't blame a striker for backing themselves to score. There's plenty of attempts at goal. Seen 4 successful ones so far. Minami. Simons. Move it straight to Bergstrom. And was fouled by Haley. Chilag really playing on Minami here. She wanted to pull the throw. Clark's ball over the top. Oh, just too much on it for Olsen. Olsen's barely had a kick in the second half. Kirby's header. Well to win that against Fish. She's probably a foot shorter than her. They're dispossessing Kirby though, and Kirby's down and in pain now. She usually gets back up to her feet. She's a warrior, Fran Kirby, we know that. 5+ stoppages to go for somebody to prevent extra time and send their team to Wembley. Venegas, Seike's got space right hand side. Venegas marching forward, manages to find Seike. Not a good enough pass to bring Kirby into play though. Liverpool have done well to pack their penalty area whenever Brighton have attacked. Olsen trying to get it under control, defending to mean that she could not. Still no Brighton substitutions. Vidicic happy to back those who he picked from the off. That's given away cheaply. Here's Simons. Not sure what she was attempting there. Cankovic. Here's Nagano, and that's surely going to be a yellow card, will that also? Referee says no. Someone given for a similar challenge in the first half. And Sullivan, and here's Capox. First time cross from Bernabe. Clearance seized upon. Oh, now then, McLean goes over. A couple of Liverpool players looked in the referee's direction. It wasn't particularly vociferous, the appeal. Kirsty Gow saw it as a fair challenge. Down the line from Bergstrom for Enderby. Enderby's cross. Liverpool lost the semi in stoppage time last season. Brighton suffered a similar fate in the last minute in 2023. Is there going to be a late twist here? But that might reach its intended target. It did, and Ndozi had to make the save. He's played more accurate long passes than anyone else for Liverpool in the WSL this season. With another one in the FA Cup here. A miscommunication in the Brighton defence. This was the penalty claim moments earlier. I'll make this the first Liverpool corner of the second half. Brighton are going to make their first change now. Maybe after that knock, and Kirby unable to continue. Maybe Nadine Noordam will come on and take her place. A couple of cups in her time in her native Netherlands with Ajax and ADO Den Haag. Capox with the corner then. So the clock ticks closer and closer toward 90 minutes. Floated in from Capox. Free kick for Brighton. As it stands, we're going to have an extra 5 minutes at the end of the 90. Somebody on the Liverpool bench getting a card there. And we're going with Taylor's staff. Hoves wins the header. Rule. Going to be able to get to that header. Bernabe. Fisk away. Into those 5 added minutes then. One last push before extra time. Venegas. Quite run through for Madison Haley. Well, one back here though, Simons. Unorthodox, but Haley's got there. Jankovic. Good corner if it spins out. Bergstrom able to prevent that. Venegas. Jankovic. Venegas. Jankovic. Can Liverpool turn defence into attack? Too much on that for Chilag. Venegas. Will be a Brighton corner. Now, are they going to commit bodies into the box for it? Probably the last chance to win it without the need for extra time for the visitors. In from Simons. Great header, Jenna Clark. Here's Olislagers though. High and harmless. Bernabe. Chilag didn't want to get involved for fear of being offside. Forward by Hayes. Seike. Any goal now would be devastating for the team that concedes it. Seike's ball in. Missed by Bergstrom. So we've got the legs to get there first. That'll be a free kick. And this will be the last chance. It's going to be Simons. Jankovic, the other player over the ball. Two in the Liverpool wall. In from Simons. Oh, that's not a good clearance. Oh, and there's the winner. Nadine Nordum off the bench to send Brighton to Wembley. What a turnaround for the Seagulls. From 2-0 down to 3-2 up. And there's no time left in the game. What an impact from the substitute. Brighton and Hove Albion, seconds away from their first ever FA Cup final. It's heartbreak for Liverpool. It's ecstasy for Albion. What a finish. She's hardly touched the ball before that moment. And it was a stunning strike. Simon's free kick, Liverpool couldn't get it clear, and it was walloped in by Nordam. What an incredible end to this thrilling semi-final. Well, 5 minutes was signalled as a minimum. There were 10 seconds of those left when Nordam's strike hit the net. What a time to score her first goal of the season. Brighton making a late change. Just to break the flow up, I think it's Melis and Pome making her return on for Olislagers. All they've got to do is keep the ball now. There's the final whistle. Brighton and Hove Albion are through to the FA Cup final for the very first time. Nadine Nordam in the 5th minute of stoppage time with the winner for Dario Vidosic's side, who trailed 2-0 in this game, only to come roaring back. Liverpool crestfallen. They can't believe that this semi-final's got away from them. They were 2-0 up midway through the first half, but Brighton were excellent after the restart. It's a crushing defeat for Liverpool. But for Brighton, a team and a club on the up, they can dream of winning the FA Cup for the first time, never mind just reaching the final. They'll be at Wembley at the end of this month. And just look what it means to Nadine Nordam and those supporters who made the long trip from Sussex. O'Sullivan and Olsen had Liverpool 2-0 up with 22 minutes on the clock. Venegas quickly pulled one back. Haley on 54 levelled matters. And the clock read 90+5 when Nadine Nordam stepped off the bench to win it for Brighton. What a dramatic FA Cup semi-final we've seen at St Helens Stadium. And it's Brighton and Hove Albion who go through to the final at Wembley. Final score here, Liverpool 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 3. Well worth reflecting on what was an excellent contest between these two. Brighton eventually coming out on the right side of a 5-goal thriller. Fran Kirby with an early opportunity to put them ahead there. After Liverpool have made a fast start to the game. Kirby, the 5-time FA Cup winner, just timing a run to perfection there, but couldn't lift it over foul. James O'Sullivan with a wonderful opportunity to give Liverpool the lead. Got the header all wrong, to the extent that it actually came off her shoulder. Didn't let that affect her though, did she? Not long after that, she was there to nod in the opening goal of this game. Brighton struggling to clear a corner, well won back by Bernabe actually. It was Kerry Holland who put the ball in. And how about that? Glanced in by O'Sullivan from inside the 6-yard box, and Liverpool striking first in the semi-final. Nice ball in from Holland. Guided in from the Republic of Ireland international. Brighton almost got an equaliser shortly afterwards. Maisie Simons put in Jennifer Falcon by the Brighton captain. Second goal came midway through the first half. Again, Holland involved in this one. Brighton once more struggling to clear the ball from their own penalty area. Eventually dropped for Beata Olsen. Liverpool's top scorer firing in. No chance for Nadozi. And at this point, Liverpool 2-0 up and looking well set. But a minute later, Brighton reduced the arrears. Venegas pouncing on some poor Liverpool defending from the corner to get her team back into it. I'm sure Gareth Taylor will ask questions as to why she was able to do that. Not good marking. Liverpool almost restored their 2-goal buffer, and Alejandra Bernabe, who had a good game, managed to dig out an effort and so it can back off the crossbar. Desperately unlucky there. So 2-1 at half-time. Liverpool did have a chance at the start of the second half there. They had a from Grace Fisk going just wide. Definitely hit Madison Haley this. They should have had another corner. Referee didn't spot it though. But after then, Brighton took control and they almost got themselves back level, and Fran Kirby saw her effort come back off the woodwork. Kirby busy as ever during her time on the pitch in this game. Did go off with an injury. Long time to recover, hopefully before the final with 3 weeks to go. Kiko Seke took a while to get into the game, but once she did, she had a big part in it. Her cross stood up to the back post and nodded in by Madison Haley at 9 minutes after the restart. And Brighton deservedly at this point getting themselves back on level terms. Great ball, wasn't it, from Seke? Haley rising highest to bury the header. Seke doing really well here to take the ball away from Holland, and then seeing her effort palmed away by Falk. It's a really good save, isn't it, from the Liverpool goalkeeper to deny the Japan international. Brighton continued to ask questions of the Liverpool defence. That was Caitlin Hayes. I feel she should have hit the target there, having made the connection with the ball. Venegas, the next player to go close for Brighton. Certainly were much the better team in the second half. Venegas was really good actually all game. That effort deflecting away and behind for corner off Fuka Nagano. Liverpool didn't have many opportunities in the second half, but Aurelie Chilag, the substitute, this could be reflected upon as a key moment. Did brilliantly to win it off Minami, but surely she's got to try and square it for Enderby to tap in rather than go for goal herself. In the end, Nadozi made a fairly comfortable save. about this for a through ball from Jenna Clark? She meant it. It was a great piece of vision. A shot from Capox over the bar. Let's take it first time, Capox, not easy. And then a free kick that didn't really need to be given away by Chilag, with the harshest possible consequences. Clearance only as far as Northam, and she thumps it in to send Brighton to Wembley. Look what it meant to her. Incredible timing to get her first goal of the season. Wonderful day for Brighton and Hove Albion. They'll play in the FA Cup final for the very first time. Thumper of a finish. 3-2 it ended. Well, look at those stats. 27 attempts at goal across the game from both sides. Liverpool unable to build on their first half of dominance though. Did end up with more of the ball, but only slightly. But Brighton really came back into it in the second half, and I think deserved their victory in the end. We'll wait and see who they will play, with the second semi to come in just over an hour from now. But Brighton and Hove Albion will be in the FA Cup final for the very first time. So Brighton are there. It will be Chelsea or Manchester City to join them. Their match at Stamford Bridge gets underway shortly. Final Sunday the 31st of May at Wembley Stadium. Brighton and Hove Albion versus either Chelsea or Manchester City. Well, what an afternoon's football we had in the northwest of England. Brighton's long journey home will be far more palatable given what happened late on in this game. Nadine Nordum, the match winner in the 5th minute of stoppage time to send Brighton and Hove Albion to the FA Cup final for the first time in their history. Many thanks for your company today. A great contest. It finished Liverpool 2, Brighton and Hove Albion 3.